It's March 24th. This is Springfield Johnny, alias the sheriff of our stolen past or stolen kidnapped heritage. A lot of people talk about family values. Well, I'm here in Eugene, what used to be a family neighborhood. And it's all these wonderful little cottages and small homes that people lived in, I guess, since the 20s and earlier, turn of the century. I believe we're standing on or in the city limits of Fairmount, a city founded by George Melville Miller. And he was the founder of Florence. And he was the promoter of the Winnemucca to the Sea Road. And he was the brother of Joaquin Miller, who lived above my family's farm in Oakland, California. This neighborhood, Fairmount, or what used to be Fairmount, reminds me a lot of Oakland. I used to live about 6 blocks away from here. And I used to feel lonesome or homesick. I would take a walk during the evening, see the wonderful little glowing light through the shades, you know, and pretend I'm home, walking through my old neighborhood. So behind me, I have this from a good resource, which will remain anonymous. And I'm going to go check this out at the university. Ken Kesey lived here. He was going to the University of Oregon. Ken Kesey, Oregon's most infamous, famous writer, lived right here. This is where he developed his dream. This is where he worked on his handle, his grip of reality. And it was here that he wrote a story about how the damming of the Columbia River was to affect the Native Americans. And that paper, which is now filed up in here at the university, morphed into One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. And here we are. Here we are in the epicenter of insanity. Let's call this Insanity City. That has a ring to it, huh? Insanity City. Because the university bought up this property, told no one that they owned it. I mean, a few insiders owned it. And they said, well, this is future expansion of the University of Oregon when we need it. Well, a couple months ago they said, well, we need it. And they came in and gave, I don't know, 100 people eviction notices. Said, get out. It's our land. You know, it's our land now. We don't care whether you feel like you're part of a community. We don't care if the post office delivers wonderful things to your address. We don't care if you plant roses in your garden. This is all coming down. It's ours. Okay? Because University of Oregon is the big sheriff. You know, they got big night money. You know, they got tennis shoe money behind them. So they brought this up. Now it's going to be destroyed. Now these homes on the end, I would say they were built turn of the century, maybe 1910. Nice, beautiful Victorian type cottage there with columns, 3 columns in each corner. Now that's not part of these, what they would call, well, they're supposedly the Army moved these sheds here, these camps that were built somewhere else for vets, GIs coming out of World War II. They were supposedly built in 1945. They were moved here in 1945. And I'm going to investigate the history. I'm going to go down to, from here to the look at the deeds and see who owned this property and when these houses were put on here, when they were assigned addresses. And there's, I would say, about 15 of these barracks. And I think they make perfect, got a lawnmower guy over here. Very heated. Okay, well I think they make perfect homes for homeless vets who put off going to college and went and fought the longest war in American history in Iraq. The other one in Afghanistan. And I know in 1945 a lot of returning GIs got the GI loan and their college admission was pretty much paid for by the United States government. So HUD-VASH, which is Housing and Urban Development, has a veterans department that helps homeless veterans find homes. And I think that's who I'm going to have come down and take an interest in this. Also, I've been sharing my ideas with this person here, you know, Kate Young. We talked at my bank, Selco, where she put up a booth, and she told me about crowdsource funding, where you send in a film and promote your idea, and they might give you funding for that. Now, I haven't heard from her for about 5 days, and she's pretty busy. I hope she's not a claim jumper. Anyway, she seemed like a nice person. We have an interest in seeing Brownsville being restored or kept preserved. That's Kate Young of Windermere, so I'm hoping she'll give me a call today. Okay, well, onward and upward. This is Sheriff Honest John of the disappearing past. You know, I'm on the job. I cover the waterfront here. And we'll see if we can't preserve these cottages. Get some homeless vets here in here going to college where they meet somebody, they get married, and they can bring up their first child in here. That's the way America used to work, and it still can. If someone makes a stand and says, hey, this is how it worked, and this is how it's going to work. Because there's no evidence that tearing down buildings like this works. Have a good one.